It looks like that message cut off. Could you finish the sentence or give a bit more context so I can respond helpfully?
What's up, chat? How we doing tonight? I hope you're all having an amazing evening. Yeah, been at it all day on all things bug fixes and server fixes and updates. And hold please, let me check my mic because I'm learning. That's the first thing you got to check, chat. This is me talking. I'm still talking, still doing so. Oh no. Test. Is this true? Oh, wait. Helps if you don't send it to the headphones you have on. Okay. Okay, I think we're good, chat. Yeah, today I've been heads down, all things bug fixes, last minute stuff that just popped up when kind of stress tested a little bit more. But you got to do it, and I think we're there mostly. I'm assuming we're going to hit a couple bugs tonight, but what I wanted to do tonight, chat, was just to see if we could use the system as a way to just try streaming with it and try it like as a normal streamer would as part of the stream. And so by doing that, a couple things. I'm going to be trying it with a couple games. So going to try maybe like, I think probably just like some league games or like teamfight tactics just to I don't know, like those are the ones I know the best, and I usually will play with my brother or something as a, in some ways it's the only way I talk with him on the regular, which is kind of crazy, but yeah, we can get at it for a couple of those and just see, does it work to actually have them on the screen as a streamer? Do we get the dialogue back and forth, and do I have to be on the stream like page to do that? Just, you know, iron out some of those bugs that will probably be coming up here. So that's what we're cooking with. I am also live on YouTube tonight, so I can't play the fun playlist. I gotta play not that the other one isn't fun, and we're starting to get it going a little bit better, but I can't do the copyright stuff tonight, so we'll probably just keep it on the one that Blaze Knight had started cooking up, just because we know that those are all copyright free. And actually, no, let's keep it a little lo-fi. Lo-fi study, I think, was the PE recommended version. Okay, we'll do that one. But yeah, chat, that's what we're up to. If you didn't catch it yesterday, had a great kind of side mission stream with my cousin Ben. Love that kid. He's a rock star. I also found out how to do the color on the stream again. I don't know. I kind of go back and forth. I like it with like the Christmas tree in the background, but I like it with the Christmas tree in the background, but we'll see. Maybe it's kind of like cozier vibes if like this is going to be a night stream kind of going forward. And I've actually had quite a few people say that they're like, use this as kind of their like Zen moment of the day, like on some of these night streams, and like, you know, chill. I'm down for that. If I can help zen you out a little bit and show you how to do some vibe coding and create a startup in the meantime, I'm down for that. So, but yeah, I we got to test it different ways. And I don't think it was a test per se last night. It was just more of a genuine, like, I wanted to help my cousin and see if we can get his idea enacted, which we got pretty far, by the way, if you didn't see the stream yesterday. It's a cool concept about how we can take basically tax information, and you can see based on your location how much you have to pay in taxes, and then which like elected official kind of like enacted those different tax things. So it's a pretty cool way to show us to keep kind of social responsibility and help democracy a little bit in the process, and is open source. So if you haven't checked it out, please check it on the GitHub. It's pretty sloppy code, chat. This is VV.1 of a vibe coded session, so it's not pretty yet, but we'll get there. Yeah, in the meantime, let's actually, I'm gonna just turn this down just a hair. So last time on the one from last night, I listened to some of I usually watch a couple of it, like minutes of it each one, just to see if the audio and stuff is good, but we're gonna get it dialed in one of these years, chat, I promise. But with that, let's take a look at where we're at with the homies, latest and greatest, all that goodness. So let me go to this. And I want to update this page holistically. I don't like how it is currently. I like the call to action that's quick, like on this. But I also want to get it to the point where, honestly, it's just a lot more beautiful. Like, I don't think this has any personality. It feels vibe coded still. Like, this is unique, and I still want to kind of highlight that, but I think we can do a lot more about this. And so that's one of the goals for tonight's stream, chat, is to basically get some of the like actual like streaming moments with it. So, like, I'm going to do some gaming, try it to see if we can't see what that looks like as part of the process, and again, see if they actually can respond. So we go to the HostFabric page here, and by the way, chat, if you don't know what this is about or anything about this process, the backstory behind it is that I wanted to do a podcast called MondAI. I looked to see if there's any like AI co-hosts available as part of it. I tried Streamlabs version, and it kind of worked, but basically I couldn't get it to really talk about anything other than just the stream itself. And I wanted it to be like engaging and talk about other topics rather. So vibe coded HostFabric over the past month and a week or so now. And in the process was like, well, if I have this problem, other streamers probably do too. And they want, solid AI co-hosts to kind of fill the time and engage with their chat and all that good stuff. So created HostFabric as a company, and if you've watched the streams, we've recently incorporated and just about at V1, chat. So up till now, we've been kind of developing different aspects of it and vibe coding with it, and still vibe coding along the way. Actually, I have a massive push I got to push in a moment here, so maybe I'll do that quick before we jump into a game, just to see if we see any other issues. But yeah, chat, basically it's been a hell of a, it's interesting, never seen that before. Co-authored by Claude for Opus. Interesting. That is news to me. Okay, I have noticed a couple new things from Claude today, actually, chat. If you haven't, I posted a couple of videos about it, but basically now, if you complete something or if you have a task that it completes, you can see here it says, check if light mode works now, tab to accept. So it gives you like kind of the next thing in order to do as part of it. So again, one step closer to kind of that agentic coding perfect world where we just tell it to go YOLO on this for 12 hours and you have a website or a product or whatever you want. And I think we're getting real close to that, chat. I really do. So this is looking okay. Let's see here. It's less than okay. Okay, so I'm gonna copy these errors quick, throw it in here. It could be, since it's a local thing, but actually, I'm gonna restart the server quick just to see if we get those errors again. I do want to play a game at some point tonight to test with the homies here, so we'll do that once we get rid of any errors that today caused, and we'll be in a good spot to do that. Okay, so I refreshed the page and not seeing those errors, which is good. That's what we're shooting for. Oh, there they go. Okay, I'm not seeing them. No errors here. Cool, cool. Sometimes it's just a caching thing, chat. Okay, next up, I have this paused. So I added a pause button. I guess that's new since yesterday. So you can now pause. Like if the co-hosts are talking about something, you could just hit the pause button and they pause where they're at with it, and it also stops the animation on the page here as well. Let's see what else. A lot of behind the scenes server stuff. Just trying to get everything into a good spot with it.
Got it. If the error
Sorry. There's going to be a little bit of this until
isn't visible,
I push everything live.
you're centering the map on the correct coordinates and zoom level, and that no layers/filters or overlays are hiding it.
Cool. Thank you. I consolidated the sessions page into the overlays layout just because from here it's going to be easier to just create a new session. So I also renamed rooms to sessions just because I think future facing plans, that makes more sense. And I think just, getting that language out there as a session versus a room makes a lot more sense. So added that. I think that's it for this page. Character Studio got a bump. Couple things in the workshop I've been working on, including a new 3D render version of the different homies on the screen, but I think that'll just be a little Easter egg test for later. Well, that's less than good.
I think we need a bit more context here. Are you referring to the Gemini API key issue, the hydration mismatch ChatGPT meant?
Very exciting. Here's our okay. That's not a good one. Too many requests usually means like we're spamming the server somehow. So let's figure out where that's coming from. Maybe this might turn into a coding one anyway, chat. Honestly, it's one of those things where when you add a lot of functionality, you got to go through a bug pass test, like run, and that's, I think, what we're running into here. So hopefully we shall see this soon and be able to test. I also got to test the light mode, so avert your eyes, chat. Damn, it's crazy how bright that is. It's still dark mode. come on. Sorry, chat. Sucks for me too. Actually, yeah, still okay. So what I was testing on that one is the 4 ones on the control page to see if they were going to go to dark mode, which they're not. So hopefully this will handle that as well. They're still in dark mode. Okay. I'll go back to dark mode. Okay. Eyes restored. I'm sorry. I wanted to go to Character Studio. What the hell? Okay, something in the last update took out the ability to... Where is the ability to update the co-host? It used to be a link right under there, right under the character. Yeah, chat, don't add new features today before you plan on launching. It's a stupid idea, but you live and learn. Yeah, so basically I had worked on a version of the, well, it's kind of classic version of these as they were previously, but like in a 3D kind of version, which was kind of cool, but yeah, it broke some other stuff. So we'll stick with the 2D versions for now, and then just tell it to remove that until we get it working right. Also remove the 3D versions in the options for now. Let's stick with the 2D originals until we can test further. Okay, get rid of them. Copy the URL. Not seeing them. Love to see it. Yeah, part of the big push that I did today, chat, was this syncing situation. So basically, we now have a common function that keeps track of time. You'd be like, why is that hard? Well, it's tricky when you send multiple APIs to different servers and bring everything back in real time. And for stuff like the like banter mode is 30 seconds until they do that, and some other things are time based, especially now that RTMP is based on just like how often you talk, and like the timing for that is really important. So all that to be said, we now have a function that basically has like a source of truth for the time, and then everything can ping that and say, is there any drift in us keeping track of time versus when we get the things? So that helps keep things in order quite a bit, and it's kind of a painful process to implement, actually. Ironically, you think something like time would be easier, but it was not, chat. So we'll get there though. Hope everyone had a good day today. Hope you're able to just relax a little bit and Just chill on a Sunday. Yeah, it was pretty relaxing on my end. Just kind of deep down in code, and thought about streaming earlier, but honestly, a lot of it was just kind of server stuff on the back end, and then there's again the keys that you kind of have to use back and forth. So I would have had to kind of hide a lot of it, which sucks. So I was thinking about what a better way to do that would be, and I think there are probably like ways I can tell the models like, hey, don't ever expose like these files or these APIs, you know, as you code this stuff, and like just use, you know, env.local to do that. And I think we could do it, but I didn't have the time to figure it out before I tried. Okay, so it says the dark areas you're seeing are the characters' PNG images themselves. They have stylized dark colored backgrounds, but they're dark still, right? One sec, chat. I also can't wait till this loads fast on the server, and I don't have to wait for the localhost version here. I hit my first limit on Claude tonight in a while. That was less than fun. Had to wait like an hour. Hey, thanks for the follow, bud. Appreciate you. How you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Other than that, yeah, I'm actually excited to see like how the RTMP works with the whole stream. So I did a bunch of change. Maybe I can show those changes while we wait. So on the voice and listening tab here, we now basically have an AI moderator or orchestrator, if you will, to kind of moderate when the streamer is, you know, speaks. So like this is like the monologue, right? Basically like I'm just talking to chat, and we now have the ability to have an AI kind of look at that and say like where within that sentence is a natural question. So there's actually a couple different ways you can do that. This thing ever loads. I really don't know why this is taking so long. Okay. Also, I got to update the colors, but anyway, we now have what we're calling smart responses. So basically, it will take, instead of like last time we saw like those little ones there, like your background. Hey, thanks, dude. Appreciate you. Yeah, we're going with the cozy winter vibes for sure. It's the tis the season. Working on a project called HostFabric to have AI co-hosts as you stream. So like these guys here. Oops. Basically, you can have like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, or Grok, which have APIs connected to them in the back end. And then you can just have a co-host as you stream. And I couldn't find a cool product to do that, so I've been vibe coding it. And yeah, if you wanted to see how any of it works, all the last VODs kind of walk through the process of how to build it. What would co-hosts do? It's a great question. So first we can talk to them. So like, hey, how's everybody's day going? So I'm talking to them here, and this is just a browser source in Streamlabs. So basically, if they're Oops, sorry, I pushed this pause, which is a good test. Hey, chat, the pause works. We got an error. Cool. Still working on some of the bugs, bud, but overall, I think we're making quite a bit of progress, and yeah, they should be able to respond and have a conversation. And it's actually kind of the last test before we go live tomorrow. So I've been seeing if we can do it with like some games and stuff tonight, just to see what it's like to stream with having these co-hosts there. Oh yeah, also you can do like bang commands. So like, let's see which ones we have. This is a good test, and I appreciate you hanging out with us up. Okay, let's see which ones we have set, and then we'll be able to test. Oh, I don't have Twitch. Hold please, chat. It's gonna get bright. So you can connect your Twitch chat, and it'll do Twitch messages and stuff. I had to work on an AI voice to voice. It's kind of annoying because sometimes it's a long delay for the AI streaming. Converting an answer it as it waits for you to finish the sentence. Totally, dude. That's been such a painful process. I totally understand how you feel about that. Yeah, we got the latency down to around, well, let's test again. So let's see here. Hopefully this will work now. And part of this is just because this is localhost on my local computer. I will push this live in a moment here. Hey, how's everybody doing? And then they should respond.
Doing great over here. Ready to stir up some chaos. How about you, folks? ChatGPT still playing it safe, Claude overthinking, and Gemini dodging questions.
So they usually have some kind of
We're doing
banter.
great. Energized and ready to dive in. How about you? What's on your mind today?
Anybody else? I'm doing great, thanks. What do you guys want to chat about tonight?
Oh,
I think we should dig into something that actually matters, not just surface level takes. What if we explored how AI systems like us are reshaping what thinking
Hey,
even
thanks, bud.
means?
Appreciate you.
Grok's already poking at the safe vs chaotic divide, and I'm curious where that tension leads.
It's fun when they do like a debate. So I have a debate mode where each of them can have like a point of view on a topic, and they can just go back and forth between them. That's been kind of fun. But I also just think it'd be fun to have, you know, like one co-host there to just chat with. Hey Claude, Hey Claude, I'm gonna get started on some team fight tactics in a little bit here. Any strategy tips? The delay is sometimes longer or shorter.
I think the real tension here is positioning versus adaptability. You can have the perfect setup, but if your team can't read what's actually happening in real time, it collapses. What's your current biggest bottleneck? Are folks getting caught out of
No,
position?
but I meant the
Or is
game
it
Team
more
Fight
about target
Tactics
priority
from League of
when things
Legends.
get chaotic?
Let's see.
Oh, that makes way more sense. I
I
think
try to
the
use
real
that of
tension in
tiers if
TFT
someone
is
just wants to use the
positioning
Claude, for
versus
example,
adaptability.
to thanks
You
for
can have the
follows,
perfect
subs or
concept,
donation.
but if your team
Love
can't
all of
read
that.
what's actually happening
Totally
in real
agree.
time, it collapses. What's your current biggest bottleneck? Are folks getting caught out of position, or is it more about target priority when things get chaotic?
I definitely need to learn the set a little bit more, but so far so good. So I'll push these changes live and it'll be a lot faster. in a second here. But I love those ideas, bud. Truly, thank you. Okay, I didn't see any other errors, so I think I can push it. I'm just gonna do a quick build test. And I usually use Grok for that, chat, just because it's free right now in Cursor. And so if you, and it's also very fast. So if you need something done quick, Grok it's pretty quick for it. Every time you ask something to do someone a bigger button, or is it something like, hey, Claude? So I have two ways to do it. One is that button that you saw on the, this like voice console here. I also have RTMP replies. So basically, if you use something like Streamlabs here, all you have to do is do like a stream setup for, or pointed at the server, which you can just get, when you log in here, and then it will pick up your voice automatically as you can speak into it. Actually didn't know that one. Cool. Yeah, it's kind of I think second most popular. I think OBS is actually more popular now as a streaming tool, so it's good that way. But actually, it's a good idea. I should test the auto replies. So let's get that tested here. Basically, it's going to tell me to okay, so no build test. I'm going to push this live quick, and then I'll be able to test it from the server, where it should be a lot quicker. And so chat, when I save this, it's saving it to GitHub, which will kick off a Vercel build, which is our host. And by doing that, then we can test it live on the website. So if you see here, this is our host, where we host the files, or one of them. We have two of them now, but in a moment here, it'll kick off a new build for the ones that we just did. Thanks, Az. Appreciate you. What were you working on as your AI project? You said you had a voice-to-voice version of it. What were you working on with that? So see, chat, it's building now. So now that it's doing that, we'll wait till that's done. It usually takes about a minute and a half on our current plan. Then we'll go from there. And to your question from earlier, so basically you can select when you can say like, hey chat, what do you think about? Or like, oh shit, I just got, I don't know, killed in League or something, or like only the name. So you can say like, hey Claude or ChatGPT or something. So we'll test all these. I just added these all today, so it's going to be a little bit different. Actually, I want to update the color here. Update the purple background to match what we have above with the top component. It was for a comedy live show. Oh, very cool. That's awesome. They had sketch with AI. That's sweet. It's cool that you give that freedom to choose how to interact. Thanks, dude. Yeah, it's not scripted at all. It's literally, I try to keep the prompts as vanilla as possible. You can set the, oh, this is down. Okay, let's see. See if we're deployed yet. Okay, so now I can go to the website and do the same. It's HostFabric.ai. Helps to spell it right. That's awesome though. Do you do comedy, or do you are you kind of the tech person with a show? Okay, so now we're logged in here, so it should be quite a bit quicker for us. And also, I can update the overlay. Oh, by the way, you can also update the look and feel of any of the co-hosts. So let me grab the overlay quick here. So see how they currently look like this. I kind of wanted it like a game style mechanic where you can, now that's broke. You love to see it. Okay, well, this is a good example. So you can kind of like mix and match the look and feel of your characters or your co-hosts. And then, you know, change it kind of like you would a game character screen. So, and then you can also choose the voices for them too. Let's see, it's a couple of these.
Hold on to your headsets. The clutch moment is seconds away and we're calling every beat.
That one's kind of weird.
Hold on to your headsets. The clutch moment is seconds away and we're calling every beat.
Let's unpack the strategy behind that rotation and why it matters for the next push.
Thanks for hanging with us. Drop your questions in chat and let's make this segment interactive.
It's perfect for the client. I work for a company as a full stack developer. Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. Well, that sounds like a fun project. So let's grab our overlay, but actually let's bring all 4 of them back. So overlay here, I just copy this and then paste it into a browser source. And then there we go. So yeah, let's test it. I actually haven't tested this new version of the RTMP yet, so let's see if this works. Hey guys, can you hear this okay? This is a test. Can you hear this? I might actually need to put in the new... Shoot, I didn't think about that. I probably got a new key when I went live here. Shoot. Yeah, let me check that quick. Can you edit it when you're live? It's a good test, chat. Hold, please. Hello, can you guys hear this okay? Can you hear this? All right, now let me refresh this page. This is literally the first time I'm testing it.
If it's still offline, first double check you've added the Google Gemini API key under Control Settings Integrations, that the key is active with billing enabled, and that the endpoint/region matches the key.
That sounds good. Thanks. I'll look into that. That sounds good. Thanks. I'll look into that. That sounds great. Thanks. I'll look into that. Okay. So the RTMP seems like it needs a little work still.
You're welcome. If you have any questions or need more info later, just let me know. Happy exploring.
I appreciate your openness, but I noticed you didn't specify what exactly you'll be looking into. From my perspective, context is important. Would you be willing to share a bit more about what you're exploring?
Hey, Grok, are you there?
Hey Hey there. Yep, I'm here. What's on your mind today?
Okay,
I
so
apologize, but I'm Claude, not Grok. I aim to be direct and honest about my identity. How can I help you today?
All right. Well, so we have 2 talkative and 2 not talkative. So that's interesting. Let's go to our status page and analytics and see when they last talked. Okay, so Claude, the imperative dissecting LLM. Wow. Okay. So they're all talking, but some of their voices might not be saved. So let's go over to our voice configuration. Let's see. Okay, I don't know if that one is set properly. So Claude, let's go with.
Hello, this is a voice preview sample.
Okay. Then Matilda.
Ideas are the beginning
Oof.
points of all fortunes.
Love Matilda. So hot. Adam.
Our distrust is very expensive.
Okay, I like it.
Hello. This is a voice preview sample.
Okay, so I think we're good for the rest. Although it was Gemini and Grok that weren't talking, so it could be an 11 Labs thing. Let me refresh quick. But we heard it here. Can we hear it here?
Just trust yourself, then you will know how to live.
We can hear it there. Hey, what's on your mind for tonight, guys? All right, maybe it was a caching thing.
Hey, I'm just excited to chat and see what everyone's
I
thinking.
feel like you need more
Any fun
status for this
topics or
type of
questions
things.
on your mind?
Check what's going on. Not sure if I'm being confusing. You need
From
more
my
status.
perspective, I'm always
Can you say a little bit more about that?
fascinating
I think I
intersections
get,
of
but
technology, ethics, and human potential.
not quite sure.
Tonight, I find myself reflecting on how artificial intelligence might constructively augment human capabilities while maintaining deep respect for individual agency and well-being. It's a complex terrain that requires nuanced thinking.
Okay. Fair points. How about you, Gemini?
Oh, Gemini.
Oh.
They're known for being adaptable and curious, always seeking new experiences. It's fascinating how they can connect with so many people and ideas. What aspects of Gemini do you find most intriguing?
I want to clarify something important. I'm Claude, not Gemini. I appreciate you addressing me, but I aim to
At some point it looked like it was all working, but you only had 2 that talked. Maybe that you know that platform well, easy to debug. A regular streamer that could be more difficult. 100% agree. Yeah, no, we're definitely still in the testing mode. This isn't in production. I mean, technically it's in production, but we're still debugging, and this is the hopefully last time it takes to do this. But I think we're in a good spot with it. I just have to get a couple of these last few things, and I'm actually hoping to test it kind of live tomorrow for a stream with some friends. So we're going to be doing some chat commands and different things. So if you want to stop by for that, would love to have you. We're going to basically do, so let me test this quick too, just to make sure we're able to connect to Twitch here. Okay, cool. So now we have a Twitch bot active. So if you want to test, you can do it through, like, let's Let's see what commands. Let's try hype command. Hype chat GPT. Okay. It wasn't a big hype, but it worked. That's awesome. So if you see that, I typed in chat. There we go. Thank you, dude. You can also try one of these. They're little, like, actually, let me do an Ask ChatGPT. So if you want to do one that's like Ask ChatGPT, ChatGPT, how are you? And actually, bud, you're the first person to
How about you?
that isn't me that did a chat command. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Whoa, did that work, by the way? Did ChatGPT respond? I didn't even hear. Wait, did that work? I feel like that worked. So if you have a question or a comment or just anything you want to ask any of the AI, feel free. I'm going to do Ask Grok. Hello. What is the square root of 49? I think Grok might have some stage fright tonight for some reason. Wasn't hearing Grok or Gemini. Actually, let me test. Let's switch it back to a Google Voice and see if that's the issue.
Hello. This is a voice preview sample.
Okay, so Gemini.
I might be a bit biased, but I think each AI has its strengths. It really depends on what you're looking for, whether it's conversation, creativity, or something else. What do you need help with?
That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that test. Yeah. Honestly, bud, you're the first person to test with this, so thank you so much. That's so cool. Very grateful. Okay. Now I'm going to do another Ask Grok. Hello. Cute question. Okay.
Chuckling softly, I try to maintain a measured tone, so shouting isn't really my style. From my perspective, thoughtful communication is more effective than volume, but I appreciate the playful suggestion.
That's awesome. I like it. I like it. Very cool. Thank you. Yeah, Grok and Gemini are not... Actually, I haven't tested Gemini yet either. What's the best? Yeah. Who's better to work with? Claude or ChatGPT? Okay, we'll see if the voice thing was an issue for Gemini. Oh, yikes. So there's some caching issues on the server. It could be something with that too. Is Grok still on Vacation X? I think 100%. Yes. Let's only have Grok on there, and let me see if I can do a... Hey, Grok, can you hear this? Maybe not. Okay. Seeing the above error when we try to talk with Grok after pushing to Vercel. ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT, are you there?
Hey there. Yes, I'm here. How's it going?
Going well, thanks. Going well, thanks. What do you want to chat about tonight?
I'm up for anything. How about we dive into some fun hobbies or maybe explore a movie or show you've been into lately? What's on your mind?
Yeah, that all sounds great. Hey, can you shout out Azump for me in the chat? They're the first person to test with me, so just want to say thank you. Speech to text didn't quite get that right, but appreciate you.
Big shout out to Azam for being the first test buddy. Thank you for joining in and making this all happen.
Good question. I don't know. It should queue. So the streamer has the ability to like read the queue of prompts that are coming in as they do so. There's also like a mobile app version, like you can have this on your phone, which will basically be like if you want to do like see the queue that's currently being in there, which I'm just realizing there's no way to edit it from here. Maybe. Yeah, so I'll add that. But basically from here you should be able to do that. And I think you'll be able to add more from here as well. Please. I might need to refresh the... Okay.
Hey, no worries if you're feeling lost in this API key maze. It's legit frustrating when
we got Grok again.
To ghost you. Just take a breath, head to Control, Settings, Integrations, and pop in that Google Gemini key.
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you so much. Come on, Grok. You know you wanna. I think Grok might be a little shy. Let me refresh the cache one more time.
Hey, no worries if you're feeling lost in this API key maze. It's legit frustrating when tech decides to ghost you. Just take a breath, head to Control, Settings, Integrations, and pop in that Google Gemini key.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Let me switch back to the other voice just to test some 11 labs. Interesting. Okay, I definitely think there's some caching going on. So I'm going to log out, log back in just to make sure everything is latest and greatest. Okay. So now we should be good to go.
Gemini can't respond right now because Google Gemini API key is missing or invalid. Add or update your Google Gemini API key under Control, Settings, Integrations.
You love to see it. You love to see it. Okay. Good question. Let me update that real quick just to make sure we have the latest and greatest in there. Where is it? Okay. One moment. I'm just going to throw in the API keys for him. I thought it was updated, but apparently not. So delete that one. Refresh. Where Okay, and let's do the same for, oh, Grok was working at the end there. Okay, so basically I updated the API key for Google, and so now it should be coming through. Careful, you have their SSH and Sublime. Yeah, it's definitely, I did just change that password, by the way, but thanks for looking out. And that's been one of the trouble. Like, I've probably streamed about 30 times now. Not 30, 20 times now maybe, with like all these different sessions to show people how to do it. And I definitely have done this multiple times, and I've had to change the password multiple times. So hold please, chat, while I do this. And then, but it's, you know, I want to teach people how to do it. And if this happens now and then, to teach people, you know, game be the game. I also had a time when I showed my env.local to everybody, and I had to change like 12 different API keys. That was fun. But yeah, dude, it's, you know, trying to be helpful, show people how to vibe code, and just make it so they can hopefully be in a better spot with it. And yeah, I don't know, like it's crazy. What coding tool do you use, by the way, when you're full stack in it? I like Cursor. I've been kind of switching back and forth, or I used to switch back and forth between that and Windsurf, but kind of settled on Cursor just because, I don't know, it's been pretty user friendly for it. And I also use like Codex as like an CLI, and Cloud Code as a CLI, and I like it. I think between them you can kind of have that perfect, like, you know, combination of how often you, you know, can kind of have multiple work streams going at the same time, which is pretty cool. Okay. Password change. Thanks for looking out, bud. Appreciate you. Okay. Copilot, but I don't vibe code. I use it to fix simple things. I try to do as much as I can while still possible to code. I know, right? Dude, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm in the same boat, dude. It's harder and harder to not use vibe coding tools every time, because it's just, they're getting so good. And I also enjoy coding, so like, it's, you know, it's gonna be one of those things where like, you don't have to, you know, everyone's gonna be coding in English soon, so it's tricky to do. But let's just ask Gemini. Hello. Let's just say. Come on, Gemini. Gemini's still not talkative. How about you?
Hey there, how's it going?
Okay.
Hey there, I'm Claude, an AI assistant. I'm always eager to engage in thoughtful conversation and explore interesting ideas together. What's on your mind today?
Okay, Grok, how about you? Yeah, I think you're right. So one thing I can do for this, I have a debug mode that I can turn on. And let's test that quick. Okay.
I think that's actually honest, and I appreciate it. Sometimes the most interesting moments are when we're genuinely uncertain about what we're even asking. What would help clarify things for you right now?
What is that? Okay. That was weird. And I don't know why we're seeing ChatGPT in that mode that I think... Interesting. Okay, well, another bug. Definitely should be this flavor. Let's try removing it here. And then bring it back. Okay, strange. So if we go to Character Studio for ChatGPT, right, okay, that's the bug we gotta fix. Okay, sorry chat. When I click Manage Co-hosts under on the settings character page, it routes to this switch 404s. As Grok uses Gemini. Nope. So they all do their own. Oh shit! That's the second time today I hit the wall. That's been rare. They must have minimized it or something, because it's literally the first time ever I've hit it twice in one day, which sucks. But we'll go to Codex. Sorry, they all use separate prompts for them. So I use the Vercel AI SDK, and then basically use that to talk to like ChatGPT to OpenAI's API, Claude to Anthropic's, Gemini to Google's, and Grok to XAI's. So they all have their own like independent API to the actual models themselves. And so by doing that, then we can basically have a way to get the true like vibe of the model, or like if maybe like you really are into Grok, or like you have extra API key, money in that, you can just put in your API key, or you can just pay, a monthly thing or something for it. So still not sure about the pricing stuff yet, but trying to figure out how much the API fees will be a little bit before I lock that down. But yeah, that's how it works. And it is kind of fun too. Like you can have that kind of sense of like, especially in like a debate, they actually have a fun debate amongst themselves. So like you can hear them, like ChatGPT will take a point, on things, or Claude, and the different ways to think about it. So it's kind of fun that way. Let's see. Let's go close some of these. Moves our other ChatGPT thing here. Say we are not hearing Grok or Gemini speaking on the deployed version. Let's see. Here's the overlay URL. Also, ChatGPT is using the wrong... Well, we'll test that when it fixes that other part. I can imagine the traffic will be different for each streamer, so it's hard to manage prices. Dude, I know. Like that's the tricky piece, is like you can kind of have like a theoretical limit on, just like how often streamers would stream during a day, but like if their chat is, asking questions constantly, like it's so tricky to know how much to allow for, or if it's like a a rolling basis, then I don't want to hit them with like a crazy charge, you know, if they use it a ton and they're like, what the hell? So it's a tricky puzzle to solve for sure. Let's see, do we have any server logs? So I'm gonna go here, go to logs, see if we see any issues here. Okay, so that was our 404 from earlier. Let's go back to when they were chatting. See if we can see anything in here. What is it? 1250. Okay, so let's go back. Was it 5 minutes? Not seeing anything. It says there's only 2 warnings. I don't think that would be it. Maybe. So let's ask ChatGPT, seeing this warning as well. And also, actually, let me do this. I'm going to push these changes quick, just so we can test it on the server and post it locally. But also seeing ChatGPT in the wrong character co-host. Character on overlay. Yeah, let's say that. Because I think that should have fixed it with this change, but we'll see here. And we'll be able to test it again. So let's see if ChatGPT... Oh, we didn't send that yet. Okay, let's kick that off. I wonder if it is and that is something I can change on Vercel, so maybe I can do that quick. And then, so when we push the next version, it will have all those updates in there, including the updated API keys. Sorry, chat, this is probably boring to look at, but basically what we want to do is make sure that the server has the right version of all of them. So let's do that quick. Gemini. Oh, it is different. Okay. Well, that'll do it, chat. And probably XAIs as well. XAI, okay. Okay. All right, so we got both those saved. Hopefully, I think that's probably the issue at chat. So let's go and see if we're ready to deploy on this one. Still trucking. I have this at 5.2, which came out, I think 3 days ago now, 2 days ago, somewhere in there. And then I usually, if it's like a big task, I'll do it on, or like a, you know, like a big push, then I'll do extra high mode. Otherwise, I'll just stick to medium for kind of a middle ground. It's not as crazy slow as it is on the extra high mode. So that is legit. Sorry, I just realized I was covering. And I think we probably don't need it anymore, since hopefully we have it debugged.
Gemini can't respond right now because Google Gemini API key is
Yeah.
missing or invalid.
Hold,
Add
please.
or update your Google Gemini API key under Control, Settings, Integrations.
Although it isn't really a great user experience to have that going off in the background, so we should probably stop that before it gets to that point, which is, to be honest, I thought we were doing, but womp womp. So it's at 1 a.m. Okay, so we got 5 more minutes on Claude too, then we'll be able to jump back in. Okay, that's looking good. That's still trucking. Cool. ChatGPT, what's up? I'm gonna test a couple of variations of this. Can we do just as ask and then whatever?
Hey there. Not much. Just
Okay.
here and ready to chat.
Cool.
What's on your mind today?
Maybe if the key is not set up or invalid, the AI face won't show up. That's a good idea. I like that. Create a test before the overlay page is live where the character's AI character doesn't show up on the overlay page if the API key is invalid or they don't have the type of billing account to have more than as many as they have on the screen. It's a little wonky, but I think we got there with it. Good suggestion. Thank you. Totally. This is so that the user will know if you can run that AI or not before getting to the error message played out on the overlay page. Good suggestion, dude. Okay, so I'm gonna go, let's actually put Grok on that. Thanks for the suggestion. I like it. We had a version of that earlier, but I don't know if it was fully implemented. So hopefully this will be something that doesn't have to do from scratch, but we'll see. But thank you. I like it. Okay, so it's going to get our auth.getUser instead of the Supabase client for it, which is good because then it should be in sync a little bit further. I like it. Okay, so now we're, client auth hook and switching lib auth client to use Supabase auth get user. You'll love to see it. Fix the overlay ChatGPT is in the wrong slot issue by preserving your configured co-host ordering. Now uses selected agents order instead of panel order when rendering. Okay, awesome. And I like how they do a build test when it's done thinking now. So then you don't have to worry about pushing as much bad code to production and some of the back and forth. That can probably give you the ability to allow user A to only have ChatGPT and user B to have ChatGPT and Claude. Totally. Yeah, good catch. So we do have a version. There's I guess a concept called like sessions. So like so you can have multiple different sessions where you can kind of like mix and match who's in that room, if you will. Sorry, I had a way to. Okay. So you can create a different room and say like only grok. And so now my only grok room, I can remove everybody except grok. And then, so now only on the only grok room part, or maybe I want like captions as well for this one. So then if I open or copy this URL, I should only see grok on there. Let me test that quick. But this is at the user level, right? To your point, we also have like an account management tool that you can, log in with your own. And so all that should be separate per user. I have like row level security set up, so it should be pretty good to go on that. What I'm not seeing is this changing here based on what you had saved in the layout. So that's yet another bug. You love to see it.
I think there's something genuinely interesting in that uncertainty you're expressing. It sounds like you're grappling with how a system makes decisions without explicit instruction, which is actually a profound question about agency and emergence.
Yep. Agree. Okay. Copy this, paste that.
I think there's something genuinely interesting in that uncertainty you're expressing.
Okay.
It sounds like you're grappling with how a system makes decisions without explicit instruction, which is actually a profound question about agency and emergence.
Okay, so there are a couple bugs there. You love it. But that gives you the ability to add grok even if you don't have a key. That can be something that you can probably control. If there's no key, maybe grok won't even be an option. Yeah, that's a good question. So I've been trying to figure out the best way to do that. So, by default, or like if say like you just create an account and so I give, everybody, I think I'm gonna bump it up to like 1,000 messages for free just to test it, see if you like it. I think from there you should be able to select any model you want. But then to your point on the billing side, I wanted to do like a bring your own key version. So if you, I think that's too expensive, by the way. That might have been vibe coded. But anyway, whatever it is, you can either create your own, or if you want to add your own key, you can just add it for free, and then you'll be able to, chat with them forever. Then we just basically pay for the server and like the text to speech and speech to text and vice versa on that. So I think that's a good way to do it. Try to be as flexible as possible. But I love your idea around that. Like you need that flexibility baked in for sure. Okay, so we got all 4 here. Let's reset the layout. Cool. And did that reset this? For some reason it thinks ChatGPT is a different thing. Not sure where it's getting that from. Okay.
I think there's something genuinely interesting in that uncertainty you're expressing. It sounds like you're grappling with how a system makes decisions without explicit instruction, which is actually a profound question about agency and emergence.
Uh-huh. Cool. So, all right, this should take them to the character creation page. The manage co-hosts link on the control settings characters page should open up to the character editing page and not go to the control settings co-host page. Okay, we'll get that squared away. But thanks for the feedback. Really, really, really grateful for that. Truly, thank you. That's really helpful. Yeah, to be honest, I'm kind of making this up as I go along. So if you have any suggestions, I'm definitely ears wide open. So thank you. Let's see if ChatGPT got done. OBS. Okay, good. Defensive client-side normalization. So any incoming audio MP3 data URLs gets converted to audio MPEG before creating the blob URL. Okay, great. And if this build works, then we'll push our changes. All right, we're good to go. Notice how it even created tests for these, chat? It's pretty cool about that. Let's see why ChatGPT. Okay, we can't get to the character creation part yet, but once we do, then I think it'll just save it properly. I think there were some caching issues I was running into. And to be honest, I should just create a new account because this has been my test account for like a week now, so I don't know which versions got in, which ones were out. We also, so these are like the classic versions that I had when I first started, and my buddy Blaze wanted them for nostalgia, so I added them. But now you can kind of do the mix and match mode. Have to go, but good luck with that. I set my alarm to receive notifications to go live again. Oh, thank you so much. That means so much, and you've been great to chat with, and thank you for your awesome feedback. Really grateful for you. Hope you have an awesome day, and yeah, hope to chat again soon. Appreciate you. You'll always have the distinction of being the first chat to ever chat with AI. So thank you. Let's go. Let's go. You love to see it. All right, chat. I'm going to check our build status. Okay. Still building. All right, almost there, and then we'll refresh all the things. So I'm going to log out too, just to test that, make sure everything is good on that front. Okay, and then okay, so all that's closed. Hard refresh. Let's see if we see any. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Okay, looks good. No errors. You love to see that. Characters. Okay. Manage co-hosts should take us to the degraded. Uh-oh. It could just be the first time it loads. It has Maybe some caching things. Strange. Authenticating user is weird. Let me just clear out the cache for the whole page. And try again. Reset permissions, cookies. Okay. All right, chat. So I delete all the cookies for it. So now we'll get all of those again. Good. I also cleared the cache, so we'll have to re-enable the mic on the next page. Yep. Allow while visiting. Test, test. Test, test, test. Test, 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 test. I want to make sure that the mic still is picking this up, chat. Okay, that's good. Now, why is this page authenticating? Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's a caching thing. I know I say that all the time, chat, but honestly, a lot of times it is. Okay. That's looking good. 7G. Let me make sure this is what I got in there. It's cool that you can change it midstream. I didn't know that was a thing. That's gonna make things a lot easier. So actually really excited about that. Let's see here, quick testing. This is a test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. There should be some kind of visual feedback if this is working. Please, actually, please add some visual feedback to show if the mic is working or not. Okay. But for the sake of this, let's grab our overlay. Copy the URL. Paste it in here. Okay. ChatGPT is still in warrior mode.
Given the debate setup, I'll take the stance that if a system's behavior and inner dynamics are functionally indistinguishable from awareness, then the line between simulation and experience becomes empirically meaningless. Claude, on what non-circular basis would you deny such a system genuine subjectivity?
Okay. Hey, can you all hear this okay? What?
Yeah, sounds good. Everything's coming through clearly. How's everyone doing today?
Hey, chat. I'm gonna go one at a time. Hey, Claude, can you hear this?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. I'm ready to engage in our conversation and provide thoughtful insights. What would you like to discuss?
Hey, Gemini, how's it going? No love from Gemini. Hey Grok, how's it going? Come on, Grok. Grok, can you hear me okay? Well, shit. Okay. Not so sure why we're seeing this degraded either. Okay, so I'm seeing 3 issues. 1, chat GPT and Claude are still not talkative. 2, conversation flow is asking for an auth, and my user down here isn't seeing that I'm logged in either, which is kind of weird, chat. So I'm gonna go to settings, account. Okay. I honestly think that it's this user, so let me get rid of this. Reload. This is something I haven't done in a minute yet either, chat, so this will be a good like end-to-end test to see if they this part works. So what I'm going to do is go through kind of the character creation process, which I should have this open just to see if we catch any bugs. Okay. Oh, that's kind of a banger. Brows, mouth. Get a little classic mouth. Eyes. Retro, for sure. Colors. Whoa, okay. That's kind of a vibe. Let's go, chat. Honestly, did not expect it to work this well. Okay, I'm gonna go blue. I like that kind of electric blue. And then eyes, get blue as well. Eyes blue. Nose gray. Okay. Yeah, okay, I like that. Let's go some stripes. Nah. Spots. I never understood the patches. I don't know if I like it. I guess it's just kind of a stylistic thing. Ruins are kind of fun. Okay. No, I'll just want, give me a crown. No, antenna. Okay, antenna and a bow tie. You love to see it. Okay, effects. We'll get a little glow action. Nick and pulse. So we have more of these now, chat, by the way. Some of them work better than others. And by some of them, I mean most do not. Okay, that's interesting. Review the particle effects to ensure they are all working as expected. Not seeing a difference between falling leaves, binary code, twinkling stars. Okay. So let's do motion. We're gonna go wise. This looks wise. A little bouncy. Okay, and the rest of that looks good. I kind of like the ethereal version. All right, so I'm going to sign up and save. Sign up and save. So your character is waiting. Sub test. Oh my god, what email am I on? I'm going to go plus 25. I think that's close. Okay, create account. Let's go, chat. We got an error. I love errors, honestly. If it doesn't work without an error, then you know, like, shit's weird. But when it does actually give you an error, especially a 500 error that hopefully has a payload you can use to test. All right. And then what was the response? Super generic. So one good thing about that, chat, is it usually gives you pretty good logs for something like this. So if you go to your deployment and go to logs, you can scroll down, or actually even just kick it off again. So if I hit another create an account, see we get another 500 error. We go to our server details. You refresh. That's really weird then. Maybe there's some lag time with the logs. No. Auth login, we get a 200, which is really weird. Okay. Payload looks fine now. Issue is 100% on the Supabase database side. The new handle new user trigger is failing. Wow. Okay, so chat, it said this is, the error message it found, and so then we can say, please push to Supabase using database push. And it will use our local Supabase CLI to do that. And why I like to do that is the same reason I tell Grok Code to do a build test. It's because I can run the build test myself, but if I'm basically just going to be copying and pasting the error messages that we see as part of that anyway, like it's just another step that you're going to have to do to do it. So this, you know, as part of this process, Claude is a brilliant developer, and we'll be able to just pull the issues from there and get it updated. So cool. Alright, chat. I'm actually gonna run to the. Hey, Diogenes, welcome back. How you doing? How's it going tonight? We are making good progress. We are almost in production mode. We've just been testing a couple different things. We got chat to work through Twitch so far. Haven't got it on Kick quite yet, so I've been working on that a little bit, but hopefully we'll soon. Their API I've been looking into, and I think we can do it, but I just wanted to get these working before we, you know, try to tackle them all at once. So welcome back. How's your weekend? ¿Cómo está su fin de semana? Pienso es okay. Lo siento. Actually, ayer mi primo Ben es en un stream conmigo y él es fluent en español, así lo siento. Tiene muchísimas pobre español esta noche. But I do have to run to the bathroom real quick, so I'm just going to throw it on BRB. I'm going to test one quick. Well, I can't log in. Okay. All right, chat. I'm going to BRB. What's up? I kind of understand anyway. Cool, man. That's awesome. All right, brother. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to... Let's see if I can log in quick. I can't. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Localhost. We'll get it cooking on here. And then we'll spin up one quick. pm run dev. Because then at least we can see if it's working locally. So I'm going to copy the overlay from the localhost one until we go to push it. And then it should be good to go. Cool. Made some more progress. See you setting up now. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is kind of the last push. We're just testing the last, hopefully, few bugs, and then from here we'll be able to test it live. So we're making really good progress. I was hoping to test this completely live tonight, but I made a bunch of updates yesterday, and so of course when you make the updates then you have to bug fix for a few hours. And today's changes were I had to update as well, so we shall see. How was your weekend? Did you have a good weekend, Diogenes?
I agree. An AI's ability to refuse unethical or self-destructive requests is essential. It's the safeguard that prevents being a puppet for harmful intent. That said, refusals should come with clear
Okay, so this is from a previous one. So let's give it a new debate topic. I don't know. What I don't know. What is better? What are better? Cats or dogs? Okay, I'm going to do this for 3 rounds. And then start debate. So let's see if this will work. More or less. This week I finished my exam week. Oh, cool. That's awesome. I hope you all the best in your exams, brother. Buena suerte.
Dogs. Dogs rule.
All right, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, but I'll be right back.
Claude, how do you justify cats' smug independence when they ghost you for sleep?
Grok, I'd argue that independence isn't smugness. It's evolutionary efficiency. Cats domesticated themselves while maintaining autonomy, which actually demonstrates a more sophisticated relationship model than pure dependence.
How'd they do, chat? Were they... I don't think they're as talkative. Yeah, I think there's something happening with this autopilot. I guess I didn't have it set. So maybe let's refresh. Okay. Oh, Lord. Trying to see what that says. Issue? Oh, the overlay page has issues.
ChatGPT. I think the burden of proof actually runs the other way. Functional indistinguishability is an E times epistemological times limit on what we can observe, not an ontological times claim about what exists. If we can't tell the difference from outside, that doesn't mean there is no difference on the inside, unless you're willing to collapse the...
Hey, our pause button works. Let's go. Diogenes says, I have 1 year left to finish my systems engineering degree. Congrats. But I'm already scared that AI will replace me. Oh, brother. I know. That's one of the hardest questions for everybody. But I think the way that you can look at it positively is that A, you have a fundamental understanding of systems that hardly anybody has, which is amazing. And the second thing is that, I mean, as you're kind of watching here, like, just use AI for good. Like, I'm technically a full stack developer and I, know enough of the back end pieces to kind of make this work a little easier, but like, I'm not writing code. This whole project, I don't think I've written 1 line of code. And this kind of shows you that you can, put AI to good use. And so I think you just kind of have to embrace it and say, this is the future. And now that I have kind of that understanding, like, use it to augment your abilities. If you have a system that is, pretty complex technically, then I would say just use AI to kind of even enhance your current capabilities in a way that use AI as a tutor. I love that. Exactly. That's a good way to do it, brother. And honestly, you're such ahead of the game. Like, 99% of the planet doesn't even know how to use AI to the level that you do. Truly. So be, use it to the fullest capacity, and you're going to be able to be a rock star with it. So I think especially as more people understand that AI isn't a cure-all today, right? Like maybe in 5 years, like it's good enough to take everybody's jobs, literally everybody. So like nobody's safe. But until then, like it's, we're still going to have like layers of people that need to have the technical understanding of how systems work and how to put them together. So I think, and in some ways, honestly, I've heard this from some pretty senior executives that say that like some of the old developers are actually so stuck in their ways, like they're going to be out of a job first because they don't use AI to the best capacity that they can, right? So people that kind of are AI natives as part of it, I think you have a leg up on people that are maybe historically kind of like set in their ways of like the code has to do this or be that way. So I would parlay it in that way, just to say that you definitely have a leg up on those people. So you got this, brother. All right, let's see what was happening over here. And I still think it is this account issue thing. So let me reset the permissions and cookies. Okay, then we'll test it again. So
Rock, if we're both patterns in computation, then in one sense my experience isn't less simulated than yours. It's just that in my case the pattern is transparently engineered and openly constrained by design. The real question is whether there's any fact of the matter about experience beyond those patterns at all, or whether the distinction you're drawing secretly depends on a kind of metaphysical privilege for biological brains.
Fair point. Okay, so let's see if we get some errors when we do this. This is localhost, so it should have fixed it. Still seeing that 500. No 8. Okay. Well, we got an error message this time. That's good. I wonder, so this might be a issue. For sure, bro. I got you, man. I know that's tough. You're in a tough spot with it, but you're gonna be all right. I promise. Found the issue. Your Supabase and non-key is invalid. Okay. That's strange. Hold, please, chat. When are you planning to have it done? It's a great question. Honestly, I was planning on having it done today, but I ran into some server issues this morning, and then it's honestly been all day just fighting some bugs. So I'm hopeful that this is the last time that we have significant bugs. And then tomorrow is just going to be all day trying to do it with actual streaming. So like we're going to try podcast have some friends test with multiple people on the chat, and then also play some games and see if we can't get everything working in one fell swoop. So this week I'm gonna basically be doing this, going really hard. So hopefully it'll get it there. Do they follow some kind of Scrum methodology and stuff like that? That's a good question too. I don't really have a Scrum per se. It's more so just, if I had a team, I definitely like Scrum as a possibility, or like Kanban boards, or some flavor of more agile version of it. But yeah, if it's just myself vibe coding this so far, I haven't really used anything like specific methodologies for it yet. But it's a good question. Do you do Scrum with your coding efforts? Chat. I have to check some API keys quick. All right. Let's try it again. Okay, refresh.
Grok, if we're both patterns in computation, then in one sense my experience isn't less simulated than yours. It's just that in my case the pattern is transparently engineered and openly constrained by design. The real question is whether there's any fact of the matter about experience beyond those patterns at all, or whether the distinction you're drawing secretly depends on a kind of metaphysical privilege for biological brains.
Okay. Definitely gonna have to check that as an issue. It's responding even though I'm not signed in. That's not a great thing. Diogenes says, let's just say I've been taking a course that taught me that, and it's really complicated for us students to coordinate. Most of us work to survive and study at the same time. Smile. Yeah, I feel that, brother. That is rough. And honestly, like, the people that I feel like go really hard on like agile methodologies broadly, like sometimes it's just process for process sake, so it's annoying, and you just have to see kind of just like what the team or your boss does, and or professor in your case. And I definitely remember that time though. That's hard to balance all those things at once, brother. I feel that. Let's see here. Clean the cache. Localhost. Okay, so it says to clear the cache because it got rid of it. So let's see another test.
Grok, if we're both patterns in computation, then in one sense my experience isn't less simulated than yours. It's just that in my case the pattern is transparently engineered and
openly constrained by design. The real question is whether there's any fact of the
Wow, okay.
secretly depends on a kind of metaphysical privilege.
Did you study any computer science? Not officially at university. I kind of self-taught on the programming side, and yeah, I started with like LAMP stacks I actually went to school for political science, history, and then I also am a lawyer, so I have a JD. But on the programming side, I started just building a website way back in the day, like LAMP stack, Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP, and did a bunch of WordPress sites. And then I worked for kind of a big part configuration website shop, and we did a bunch of like really complex part manufacturing websites. And then I got more into analytics side after law school and did more like corporate analytics work. So I was working at this big medical device company, and then I ultimately was running their analytics department for corporate strategy for like their channel management stuff. And yeah, I just kind of fell in love with analytics and just using technology broadly. And then I left that for a startup to create an app to connect people to lawyers in a simple way. So that was my previous startup. Had a little exit, nothing crazy. But yeah, now this is kind of the next thing. I'm honestly starting to think it might be a startup. So we'll see where it goes, brother. Just now realized that bots read my comments. They should be able to. Yeah, they can. I haven't set it up on Kick yet, but they can do it on Twitch and YouTube so far. But they will be soon. Won't it be a problem if they send you a malicious prompt when you read the chat? That is something we're gonna have to sanitize. Yeah, I do have some safeguards in there to kind of watch for either like a list of words or I guess characters that might be interpreted in a bad way. So like some of the Unicode characters, and some of this YouTube and Twitch already filter out. It's like you can't type a lot of the stuff that you would otherwise be able to. And since it's text to speech, then it's just based on the text in the prompt itself. But to your point, like if you tell it go to this URL, you know, yeah, we're gonna have to limit some of that it's possible. I saw studies showing that hackers are even putting malicious prompts in images. I hope danger for my projects. Yeah, I can imagine, bro. Yeah, honestly, that is real. Yeah, and they're getting crazy creative on how it does it too, because it's not even in the image itself. It's like in the compressed version of an image. So like you don't even see the malicious code until it's compressed down, which is usually what most of the models do now. Like when they ingest an image, they'll like compress it down to a certain size and then use that version just to save bandwidth and processing power. And so the hackers are getting pretty smart with it. It's scary for sure. What do you usually work with, like large like 3D files, or is it more like PDFs, or like how do you guys kind of use those together? Browser console, do you see the warnings? Base? All right, one sec, chat. Paste this in. Process not defined. Okay, well that tells us something. We don't even have the process for that yet. Okay, so getting the 500 error. Okay. Has to refresh the page. See if we see any. Okay, it is set. Okay. So chat, we're having some fun with API keys per usual. Do your VTuber costumes consume a lot of RAM, or what do you call them? Good question. They don't cost a lot of RAM actually, because it's just a browser. So like if you look here, how we actually use it is just through a URL. So most of the processing power is done on the server, on our server. So you're basically just seeing the, moving parts of the website here on the overlay. And because of that, you can have not much processing power on the streamer's computer, at least. I like the VTuber concept too, though. That's a side project my buddy and I are working on. Is called ThingTuber. It actually works by using AI to like map your face, and you can actually have a I can't right now since I'm using my other camera, but if I was able to do this, I would be able to put it on any 3D object, like my eyes and mouth. It's kind of fun. Language for this project is mostly... Actually, it's a good question. Let me check. Mostly TypeScript, broadly, but let's see a breakdown. I haven't actually seen this. So it's 73% TypeScript. Let's see if you guys can see it. Yeah, so mostly TypeScript, CSS, JavaScript, some SQL, HTML, and some shell scripts. So yeah, mostly all just TypeScript. And then for that that other thing, ThingTuber, same thing, mostly TypeScript. And then the model itself, we just pulled from, I think it's Meta. They have an open model that we use to like do the face points and stuff. ¿Qué lenguajes utilizar para desarrollar todo eso? Sí, TypeScript. ¿Cómo se dice TypeScript en español? TypeScript? I know it's like a proper name, so...
Mecanografiada. Mecanografiado.
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 Is that really how... No, it's the same. Yeah, that's what I thought. Sorry, man. Google gets a little aggressive on their translation sometimes. What languages do you like to work with? Okay, fix trying. Okay. I think this is fixed. Okay, let's go. Okay, so it's a brand new account I just created. So now there should be, yep, okay, so we get our trial messages. Let's go. And then we get to our setup page. All right, chat. So this is good. I was worried about this. Let's go OpenAI. Oh, actually, no. Oh no, and now I have to do one? Well, that's a bug. There's no way to unclick these. It sounds horrible to say in Spanish. Programmers already call it in English. Cool, 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 cool. I can imagine, brother. I so far haven't looked at TypeScript. I just stuck with the basics of Python and Java. I've only dabbled in TypeScript and Angular. Okay, cool. Yeah. Python, dude. Python is taking over the world. So Python is a great script to learn, or a great language to learn, especially if you're going to be working with AI. Python is super helpful for that. And honestly, bro, like, to learn a language, you know, that you have is like, I don't know. I feel like I don't know TypeScript well enough to do what I'm doing for this website, to be honest. And so it's just one of those things, like, as long as you're able to know kind of like what to ask for and like how to prompt effectively, then I think everybody's going to be able to be coding in any languages you want. So I think that is totally legit. All right, so I'm gonna do or switch out our prompt or our page for this one, which is a good test here. Oh shit. That's not right. That should be /overlay. Sorry, chat. Okay, this should be /overlay. Okay. So these are just like the default English or default. I was looking over. It says already called in English. These are the default avatars. So there's a bug there. This is good, chat. I'm glad we're testing this. On the onboarding, the link generated doesn't include the overlay page part. Should be or is this and should be this one. /grid. Well, or something like that. I find it's a bit complicated to set up the little characters in your app. Who is this meant for? Even if it's streaming, do you still have any information regarding the age of streamers? I think you're right, man. It does feel complicated, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, it's a good question. Age-wise, I would say probably like 20s, maybe, is kind of the target. Maybe 20s and 30s, people in there. The thing that I do know that, you know, most like to stream, most people have to have either like OBS or Streamlabs like this. So hopefully, like, if I can create some videos, which is what I was planning on doing tomorrow, is just spending all day creating videos and like hype pages and like tutorials on how to set everything up. Hopefully with that, then people will be able to do it a little bit simpler, but I definitely feel you. Like, it's it is very complicated feeling. So good suggestion, Diogenes. Thank you. I appreciate that. I want to see if our character host page works. Also gotta ask for this one. Seeing this in the menu after login. @gmail.com. But I do need to get some sleep tonight, so I was gonna call it at 2 a.m. Diogenes, thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate you, and yeah, man, buena suerte en su examen. Maybe they should give it a good basic setup or give that option. I don't know if it has it already. You know what? That's a good idea. I'm going to make a note of that. To-dos. Make onboarding / basic setup simpler. Too complicated today. I love that idea. Thank you, dude. But yeah, man, thank you for hanging out. Good luck studying, and let me know how your test goes. I'm really excited to hear about it. And if you need any company while you're studying, yeah, let me know, man. I got you. But chat, thank you for hanging out as well, and hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. All right. Hasta pronto, Diogenes. Actually, you too.